a retired professor of chemical materials from the Faculty of Dentistry, University of Otago. I retired in December of 2021. As a research scientist, I have 123 peer-reviewed scientific journal articles, and I was 8 years on the Dental Council when the Health Practitioners Quality Assurance Act was brought into being. I was one of the early ones who implemented that. The Health Amendment Act to 2021, fluoridation of drinking water, came into effect in December 2021. This allows the Director General of Health to direct authorities to fluoridate the drinking water. So sometime in the future, you are going to be receiving a letter to direct you to fluoridate the local water supplies. This is a form of medical and dental treatment that is then forced upon the population. Now we have a thing called informed consent. This came out of the Nuremberg Code, which was the Nuremberg trials after the Second World War, and it's part of our New Zealand, it's embedded in our New Zealand Bill of Rights, 1990, and Section 11 says the right to refuse to undergo any medical treatment except in the case of involuntary commitment. And it's embodied in most Bill of Rights around the world and the United Nations as well. It's also embedded in the Health and Disability Commissioner's Code of Health and Disability Consumer Rights, and every single health regulatory authority has to have this embedded in their practice standards. Everybody in the health game knows about it. And this is just a little extract of it. It states you to receive an explanation of potential risks and side effects, benefits and costs of each option. On this basis, the patient can make an informed choice whether or not to give their consent to treatment. So I'm now going to just explain the chemistry side of what happens when you fluoridate your water. First of all, fluorine is a highly toxic element, and it is extremely reactive. If you were to breathe the fluorine gas, you would drop dead. And hydrofluoric acid is one of the most nasty acids that we have, that we deal with. And that's when you combine hydrogen with fluorine and water. H2O is where the hydrogen comes from. Again, highly toxic, extremely powerful contact poison. And one of its things can penetrate tissue and it necrotizes. And if you're exposed to the skin, eyes, inhaled or swallowed, it is bad news. The little bottle on the left you see on the screen is plastic. So reactive you can't keep it in a glass container. It attacks the silica and dissolves it. And you can't keep it in metal containers because it's so corrosive. It will corrode it. And then you have to put it in, all the fittings have got to be plastic, and all the tanks are going to be double-lined plastic, and the tank that brings it is double-lined plastic. Fluoride is simply a compound that contains fluorine. And fluorine, being so reactive, it binds with every other element. So just as we say there's an oxide, fluoride means it's bound to another element. So it's not a one specific fluoride. Fluoride can be any element where fluorine is bound. We simply say it's ammonium fluoride, it's potassium fluoride. You simply put the first element named first with fluoride behind it, and that's how reactive it is. From a biological context, it's highly insoluble. It creates these insoluble salts. So this is a key thing to understand. It binds to the elements in your body like calcium and magnesium, and it disrupts these. So the calcium system is most important in your body. It is the mechanism by which all the nerve endings send their messages, and it's stored in your bones. When you drink a glass of fluoride, immediately that fluorine component binds with that calcium and removes it from being available to your body system. The same with magnesium. It's a cofactor in over 300 enzyme systems plus the synthesis of DNA and RNA. So you're reducing each time you drink your glass of fluoride or fluoridated water by that amount that the fluorine will look to bind to the body, and it takes it out of being available to the rest of the body system. So the form in which we get it is from, as I say, byproduct of the fertilizer industry, and it produces hydrofluorosilicate acid as a liquid. And this is what arrives to your water treatment plant. They then take the concentrated hydrofluorosilicate acid and they dilute it into your water system. So now when you turn your tap on, you're not getting water, you're getting very dilute hydrofluorosilicate acid. They simply take the strong acid, dilute it into your water through the dosage process. When this combines with the hydrochloric acid in your stomach, this produces hydrofluoric acid, which is that nasty acid I talked about in the previous slide. And this is very reactive. One of the things is it is poisonous to your microbiome in your gastrointestinal tract, as well as to bind with those other salts in your system.
Neil, unfortunately, that's the 5 minutes.
Yep.
Is there, I've got a question for you, but is there a final quick summation or point you want to make?
The summation is that it's not about teeth. The danger of fluoride is what it does when it binds to the various elements in your body system and removes it from being available. Once it's found equilibrium, then it stops. But you have another glass and away it goes again. And the smaller the person is, especially in the womb, the most vulnerable, because you can't control dosage. Once it's in the water, if you take the baby's bottle and you mix the formula, you're actually going to get a 9-point drop in IQ, and this is improved by the science that Mary referred to. So the extreme danger of this is what it does to body systems,
Right,
not the
thank you.
teeth. And that's the main take home here.
Thank you. The question I had for you, is there a filter that people can put on their drinking water tap that will remove fluoride, whatever it is?
No, there's not.
Can't
You've got to
do
go to reverse osmosis or distilled type systems.
Thank you.
Because it's
Well,
such a strong binder, it doesn't come out.
councillors, questions? No, thank you very much. Very informative.
I'll just make one final statement. If the council